After a season of testing, the drivers out there are greeted with a new disproportionate challenge. The HPD, as the Honda Performance Department ARX1C, has finally returned to frontline service in the manner in which it is. Here at Watkins Glen International Raceway, it is welcome back to the Proto GT Fanatec Challenge. Oh, it's not even Fanatec. I messed it up. It is the... Welcome everybody to the Proto GT Thrustmaster Challenge. I'm still saying Fanatec. With me, Murray Walker, in the booth with Craig King. The HPD is back, Craig.
Sorry, very excited for this. If people don't realize, the last official broadcast, the last official iRating series broadcast the HPD had was here with us.
Yeah,
the first one since its resurrection, it's with us.
Yeah, we did it.
Kind of feels full circle. Kind of feels like it's reunited.
And it feels so good.
You know, this is fantastic because this is the car that I learned how to drive a prototype on iRacing. This is the car that a lot of people learn how to drive a prototype with on iRacing. This car is just pure historic. For 2 years, Rob. But actually, maybe 3 years. The community has been begging. Can we have the HPD? No, it doesn't have new damage model. Can we have it? No. Okay, but please, can we have it? Like Seth said, the numbers were starting to whittle down. There wasn't a lot left that needed new damage model. So the HPD finally got its call. That is why it never got retired. And people are loving seeing this car. I'm loving it. I'm loving hearing it.
I am too. I am too. We get to... What's the word? We get to reimagine things as they were back in, I think, what? 2009? Would have been?
No, the HPD was like 2012 as well.
Okay, well,
HPD was like one of the last open cockpit prototypes before like all the rules started.
Well, let me just say this now. If any of you decide to do the funny and make this a how should I put this? Go ahead and do a funny card where I think this is correct, and all the names are gone. Well, that's good. I didn't fix it in time. But
no.
But we can give you the qualifying results for all three classes because there they are.
Oh, look at that! And I just want to say, number one, Thomas Tehela. Now, my Finnish, Swedish, Scandinavian, Norwegian, sorry, just Scandinavian.
Your overall, yeah.
He's Finnish, so he is Finnish. Okay, it's not that good, so I apologize if he watches this back. But Rob, 9.4k driver. Jacob Reed, 7.3k driver. Look around the rest of the field. More 6k drivers. Michael Polsek, 7.6k. Alex Simonek, 7.1. Fabian, 7.2. This is crazy. And if you want to know the strength of field folk, this is a great resurrection. 4766 for the HPD. 4961 for the GT1s. And 2954 for the Fords because, you know, Ford is love. Ford is life.
Ford apparently is FUD. FUD. It is FUD because I still disagree. It is literally a killing machine. But you know, to each is their own. Though obviously, I thought that said Roman Grosjean on the side. I was like, where the hell did that come from? No, it says Obsidian.
Glasses.
But okay, well, I should. For anybody that's new watching this series, we should explain. This originally was called, back in the day, the Fanatec GT Challenge. Then it became the Huskenveld GT Challenge. Then it just became the GT Challenge. Then it is now currently the Proto GT Thrustmaster Challenge. It originally consisted of this car, the Aston Martin DBR9, coupled with the Chevrolet Corvette CR6 GT1, and in GT2 class it was separated out, was this car. Many thanks to Seth for putting this together, by the way. He did fantastic. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. But this is the GT2 version of the Ford GT, the original Ford GT. But as of this season, we have a new playmate in the guise of this fella. This is the Honda HPD ARX-01C, the, as Craig said, last open-wheeled car, or not open-wheeled. Well, technically, you could make the argument, but it's a open cockpit prototype, considered by class as part of the LMP2 in its heyday. As you can see, the P2 on its cone box on the rear. And it is a mean beast, and as you said, people have been asking for it, and here we are, finally. And it has resulted in the entirety of what seems to be the GT lovers of iRacing to come out in this one, because we've not just had 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 splits. And everybody has been wanting to get in. Everybody thrown in. Everybody wanting a good old throwback, you know, to the heydays of the B8 motor and drinking petrol, it seems.
Can we just also comment on the timing tower? That is correct in the HPDs, because Adam State and Dennis Marquardt have the exact same time according to the timing towers in iRacing, or 1:30.108. Also, the gap between De Helle and Reed is so close, and then Niels just comes in so close. It's so close in the HPD. The GT1s is the toughest class today as well, and that's also looking good. But Rob, it's time to address the elephant in the room. And you're going to get worried about this.
Oh no, what's happened?
We have done 2 of these races around Watkins Glen. How many cars died in 2 incidents on this track?
Okay,
let's just say it like this. These are not modern day tires, and I'm talking not just in age, but also the coding on iRacing. That's not a bad knock, but you mean you've got to drive it differently. So there has been reports of the HPD, some HPDs on the opening lap, losing the car going up the S's. Well, Rob and I are no stranger to seeing massive wrecks at the top of the S's in this series. The Morgue race, as it's now been called, was
was that what we called it? The Morgue race. Anyways,
that is what Dan's called it. Yeah. So just be careful for chaos, ladies and gentlemen.
But by the way, I did fix the qualifying results. You now get to see them in class. So hooray! But we'll go through the classes. It's a full lap, but we'll go through them slowly while they scroll on your screens. Yeah, continue, Greg. You can peruse the qualifying results at your own leisure. I see an Audi. Oh, I see one. Babinu, I see you.
There's an Audi. There is some really close qualifying today. We talked about Adam State and Dennis Marquardt. Again, apologies for the pronunciations. I'll get this working. Don't worry. The difference between P1 and the last HPD is just a second. That says a lot. As we continue through them. One driver did not set a qualifying time in the HPD. It was Jack David Spickett, someone we know from other series as we're historical buffs on the iRacing service. Paul Godfrey, the only other non-qualifier, he was in the GT2. It's a full formation lap though, Rob, which really gets me.
It is,
Look at beautiful liveries. Look at these lovely liveries.
Yeah. Also, Skull to Crawford, and oh my goodness, that is a very watery HPD logo livery from where? Is this just us judging the liveries? Because as of right now, it's still not going to be lap 1 for another few minutes because we're waiting for the carnage. But I will say, people out in force getting the there's this the
silk cut.
The silk, seen it? Yes. on the wrong car, on the wrong. Not just the wrong car, but the wrong manufacturer. That was a Jaguar, wasn't it?
It was a Jaguar, but also like it would even be more cursed if it was on a Chevy. You know,
don't give him now you're giving them ideas. So last time we mentioned something. You know, we I'm gonna say this. Mascara still has the Huskenveld GT Challenge banner on his. So
there's just another car with that logo as well. Because people, once again, folks, if you don't know what a community like a historic series is, all 4 of the major historic series on iRacing have a grown community, and some of them intertwine with each other. This is homegrown. People come and make sets for other people to use and then tweak to make themselves. People come and make paints for them and decals and stuff we can use. And so people haven't had the time to get around doing that at the moment for the new series, because everyone's just been so excited, and rightfully so, with the changes. This is the largest sign-up ever in this series, with 156 cars. And that broke the record earlier this week with 121.
Yeah. And by the way, Lars is about to make the Silk Corvette, so we've now just cursed ourselves. Well, you know how it is. As Craig was saying, you mentioned before that you were saying that the HPD drivers were reporting issues of losing control of the S's, and these are the S's if you've never been to Watkins Glen. Then we get into what is considered a very long straight. Usually what will happen is that you would see those signs on your right, you would actually brake for the bus stop, but nope, you go straight here, you miss the bus stop, and you go into the chute and then into the inner loop. Then in this configuration of Watkins Glen, you go into what's called heel and toe, which is the boot. And from there you then get into sort of from here you basically just do a lot of flat footing. Specifically these cars will do a lot of flat footing, and then you get into what's considered very technical. You want to keep it nice and wide, use as much runoff at go bowling as possible.
It's the exit of the outer loop.
Well, I mean, it's more so pointing it out. By the way, the only objective for these poor cars is
survive.
That is literally all they can do is survive.
Well, the delta time between the fastest GT4 and the fastest HPD was
GT4.
11 seconds. GT2 and HPD was 10 seconds. Just over 10 seconds, just to give you an idea. So depending on the gap that they have, and as the HPDs hit the boot and about to hit the heel, they're in the middle of the boot right now. They've done the toe. They're on this little straight. There'll be the heel coming up in a minute. The GT2s are on the back of the GT1s almost as they hit the chute. So that just gives you a nice indication. And Rob, I think it's time to resurrect it. The final three corners of this track don't have a name.
We
christened them the Three Amigos.
Amigo 1. Sweeping long left-hander, you want them to use them run off on the outside. Then Amigo 2. Kind of the equivalent of 130R. You get pinched quite a lot. It's a tighter 130R, I would say. Get pinched quite a lot. You want to leave and run out the outside. And then you want to pray, because it's going to be the equivalent of a Wall of Champions on the outside. Pace car is looking ever so close to going in. Do not adjust your screens. That is an absolutely magnificent 13 cars here. 16 HPDs. Go, go, go. They cross the start-finish line. A massive one, already 3 wide coming through the middle. That is Dennis Marquent. In through the inside. Oh! Everybody somehow makes it. How in the bugger did they do that? Still side by side, 3 wide. Ryan Hare, where Xander Crawford all the way through up. But GT2s or GT1s. Well, let's see.
Alex Simonek had a little bit of a netcode issue there. He's gone down the order.
It's happened. It's happened.
And here comes the carnage already. No. And these drivers have no idea. They're going up the hill. There's 2 wide going up the S's as well. There's a little bit of 2 wide going up the S's. It's going to be Stanley. It's going to be Sabat. They get fired. And can they get past these HPDs? 1 HPD still standing there, finally towed. They're free.
Not the death that I was expecting. That was 4 though. That wasn't great. But Jack David Spigot making it through though. He's up 4 positions from where he started. So very happy for him. Then into GT2s. This is for GT territory, and already it started. The snake has happened. As Seth, well, it is essentially IndyCar. Yeah, that is Fabian Scheiseg chasing down. Oh, we have had an accident. That is Barrichello. I was about to say Barrichello. You know, I can be forgiven for that.
Oh, a little bit of tap there with the silk cut car, Jack Southfield.
Oh,
just trying to go around the outside as well, so that's unlucky for him.
No, I need to. It's Nick Thisson. He's the guy that made the software that we're using.
Well, Thisson having his own moment. Look at this, though. 2x2. The GT1's
Yeah.
going 2x2.
Oh, and another death.
Another 3 cars. That's 3 cars, and that's the 26 to the 36.
Yeah, you're not gonna. This is not recommended for young children to watch because it shows. Oh. He was an innocent victim. Oh, that was a full block. Oh, that was a murder. He got back going though. Oh, that nose is crunched. And his suspension's damaged. That was a full left lock and he's barely turning left. Yeah. Oh dear. Anyways, back to GT2 land.
Back to the GT1s, and you start to see some of these battles going on there. That is the 23 of Sabak as he's trying to push on. In fact, did you see Walters? Walters has got Liam Losso in front of him, the HPD. That's going to hold him up a little bit. Is there going to be a send here with Sabak? No. Not having the bus stop here. I'm not a huge fan of not having that inner loop, Rob. But it does open up a lot of interesting ideas for making moves going through the track. And there you see, that is Lucille trying to make his way up after that accident. But behind, it's a little bit of a train of cars. As more cars to go, that is a steel cut Aston holding off a regular Aston.
Not the kind of thing that you would want to tell your kids. Oh yeah, my cigarettes held up. You're normal. It's like, huh? Excuse me. On board with Kinesep. Took the corner away from Simonik. Simonik tried sticking his nose in, and he does see this. You can see actually in the little. It's the little camera that we have here for the rear view on the Corvette, but you can just about see the silk cut car. And unfortunately, Lennox Brown with a oh so dearie me bent steering rack has come into the pits. By the way, we started with 16 HPDs, 17 technically. We're now down to 9.
Well, Lennox Brown's hit the pits, also in the pits, and just waiting for repairs. Adam State has got some repairs. Kenneth Sweeney, Jonas Kuberstein, Aaron Davida, Togo Hisada, James Forsyth, and Xander Crawford all in the pit, trying to get some repairs done. But at the front of the field, as you see here, this is the Marquette. He's been trying to catch up to Jacob Reed, and in front of them is that Tumas Tahela as well, as they continue to push on. These three have started to pull away from the rest of the field. Van Handel is trying to catch up. It's a little bit tough here. And of course, that back straight. Yeah, after the S's, it's a back straight. I know, it sounds weird. Welcome to NASCAR standards. It is one of those... It would be the back straight for NASCAR, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is the way it is. If they can just start pulling away, Niels is going to have a hard time to catch up to them.
And Tatella still keeping lockstep. He's car number 1 in first position ahead of everybody else in his class and holding formation as best he can. And up through the S's, you can kind of see how... Let me actually hop on board here. Not that one, but let's hop on board here. A little bit better. Just keep an eye on the bottom of your screen for the steering wheel. I want to see how much he's actually correcting the car, because as far as I'm concerned, he's... I wouldn't say that's too bad, but not great either. That's a lot of minute correcting that you're having to do through the corners. A bit more planted, though, than, like, let's say, the GT2.
Also, let's try and keep on with Walter here, because you saw 290 kilometers right before he hit the brakes in the HPD. These cars are going to almost do similar. And yes, some of these cars do have a little bit of slipstream, so it will help them. Gel's definitely just doing the slipstream there at Pulsec. So just look what they're doing. 280! Oh, just. Now, there is the old age story that the GT1s and the HPD may almost meet each other in top speed at Le Mans. After seeing that, you can understand why.
Exactly. Now, I do want to point out one thing. That's Seth. He was first. He was near first. He no longer is. I want to see what on earth happened to this poor fella.
Oh, there were F's in the chat. There was F's in the chat from Fabian Sizek and Javier Mosquera. So here we go into Amigo 2.
No, it's going to be a bit further back. Even further back than that? Oh, yeah, I found it. Just about.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Yeah, through the bus stop. Let's have a look.
Nobody going in for a move beside him. Oh, the bump there's going to upset him. That bump upset him.
Yeah, that was a very nasty. You can see how vicious it was. Did he smack it? Did he smack the floor?
I think he did. Remember how sensitive these suspensions are in this car. So it would not surprise me.
Also, by the way, I do not adjust your screens. I will point it out to you like this. The GT2 class have literally been... There's... From 1st to 13th, they're separated by 7 seconds.
You mean the GT1 class, not the GT2 class?
Bugger.
Wait, that is the way it is. Jake Stanley trying to use that Corvette on the inside. They're trying to make a move on Sabat. He is going to not make it, but they're side by side as they hit into the chute. If he can try and get an over-under here, he may get a good run down into the toe, and he's trying it, but slow goes Alan. He cannot make that move. He may have to try around the outside. Not easy to go around the outside of the toe. Can set yourself up for a nice run. Does not get it. So that's a little bit of a wait. The HPDs are in the Ford traffic, though, as they go up the S's. Oh, boy. I know there's only 8 of them at the moment, but that's 8 HPDs and I believe 8 Fords.
Yep, here they are. And just ahead of them, you can see that is the Finnish crest of Thomas, as he is first to come into main traffic. That is going to be Seth Whittaker with probably his bum very sore after striking the floor that hard. Wouldn't want that, to be fair. This is currently lap 6 of 20. With 21 minutes ago, the flash of the lights. It's taking us back now. The flashing of the lights as the HPDs, well, traditionally would have come through in iRacing service through the GTEs when they were a thing, which they no longer are.
Oh,
yeah, I know, the old days.
They're still a thing. They got a GTE series that they're still a thing.
Yeah,
I'm really curious.
I mean, the main, like the equivalent Le Mans. Oh no, wait, can we still say that? Oh, I'm gonna say it anyway. Fuck it.
Oh, you can say Le Mans. You just can't say Le Mans. You just can't say the name of the series. Anyway. I haven't been claimed yet, so you know that's good. Arquette there, having to get around on the first Amigo turn 9 around the GT2 did hold him up there, and he's going to be held up a little bit more with Javier Mascara. There's Mascara in that red car, so he's going to be losing time. That brings in Van Handel to their own battle. Reed has caught up though to De Hella. Not sure he's going to be able to use the slipstream as they go up the S. There is Nils trying to hold on. That light is not a warning light or anything. That's just there for show.
Oh yeah, the typical tire pressure. It's like, yeah, they're meant to do something, but until iRacing does packet sending where it communicates basic car, like obviously we see it, but it doesn't communicate it. It doesn't. No, actually, theoretically, like it'll give you like, if you're a spectator, it'll give you like rough stuff, but it won't give you like damn minute stuff. But it won't communicate that into the car displays. It'll communicate revs, but it won't communicate anything else. iRacing, please fix. That is going to be on your screens, by the way. Niels Van Handel cutting through. That is one of the biggest problems. When they get up, they will probably get up to the back end of the GT1s within the next 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, I'd say give it that. The lead, the HPD, is currently on the final corner, and there's one GT1 straggling, just going up the S's, but the main pack is on the back straight as they go up. There's a nice little battle as we just start to see something go. Jelly trying to hold on.
That's the skull. Who was that? Was that? It was poor Xander again. He kept it out the wall. Also, why does the front end look like? If you looked at it from square front, it just looks like an old. What's the word? What happened?
Almost got it. Yeah, it's got the boss. It's got the Oakley. He is really slow. He is struggling out there.
I think that poor car has seen better days.
You think?
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, there are some battles still going on in the rest of the field, because that 4-car battle in the GT1s is still brewing. Staney, Eatwell, De Turk, Fissen, they're all together at this
battle
time.
For second as well in, sorry, just to say, battle for second in the 4 GTs and a battle for third here in HPDs. So there's definitely plenty of action to go around. But that GT1 class just isn't separating. It's still, for lack of a better word, bumper to bumper.
Give it some time. We know the effect multi-class can have, and when they finally get the HPDs coming by them, it could be interesting. But I wonder if we're going to get that moment of hell, Rob, where, to me, I'm looking at the track map. I've got this feeling the GT1s may hit the GT2s as the HPDs hit them. So we may have all 3 classes mixing together at the same time. That's going to be tough, and that's going to be a lot of awareness. Some of these drivers, they are used to 3 classes driving current day IMSA, but for the likes of the GT Challenge, it hasn't been a 3 class thing for a while. So these GT1s, if they haven't been doing racing this week, they're going to have to learn or just understand that they will get blue flags and there will be a spaceship coming by them.
Well, spaceship in terms of them, it's only, what, average lap time is still about 5 seconds, 6 seconds faster. I mean, remember when we were doing like versus like now 6 to 7 seconds a lap is pretty much spaceship technology when you're getting past, right? But that's still multiple laps, and you know you're still gonna be hand and mouth just trying to make sure that you don't get absolutely conked out. And another point that Lawrence points out is the GT1s do have a massive slipstream. So massive slipstream, because you still got that 4-car battle. Just looking at right now, this is the rear of Jason Staney, and Jason Will Eat Well is right behind him, and then there is the Aston Martin style paint scheme of Michael de Turk on an Aston Martin, and Nick Thyssen in that lovely lime. That's a lovely lime. Yeah,
lime
that's
colour
the Turk
on
there.
Yeah,
and Thyssen with his. I think that's I think that's the standard design your own paint scheme, I think, from iRacing. That's a move coming on the inside, and inside goes the 19 of Will Eat Well. He definitely ate well because he's got his Weetabix in the morning with they taste great, you know, the tiger livery. No, that was Frosty's.
God.
Anyways, I feel like I'm gonna get a strongly worded letter from Britons in the Midlands going, "Oh, you had Frosties. It wasn't Weetabix."
Well, yeah, mate, I tell you what, you didn't have your Weetabix this morning. I tell you what, that must have been great. But this is some really good racing as well. Jason's the only Corvette in the top 10. Now, the Corvette drives differently to the Aston. It does have that speed, but when it comes to the tighter turns, the high, you know, it struggles a little bit more. That's why the Aston is usually a more preferred car in the GT1. The Corvette does have its days. Every dog has its day. And in the right hands, it can be a weapon in the good sense. And you'll maybe start to see when they come out of the S's this time by, Jason may make this move. In fact, look, he's already making it right now. He's hunting down and realizes that's going to be a bit too late for a lunge and decides, nah, I'll just wait.
No, again, Lars coming in with the clutch for me anyway, but I had noticed it on that time in particular. The brakes on the Corvette aren't that great because the car ahead of him, Eatwell, was able to brake better and harder than Jason could. Jason actually lost time, but he's the B8 motor. My B8 motor. Is he pump drafting?
He's waiting because I think as well. Just remember, Jack Spickett is behind them, trying to keep out there and start racing.
Get himself out of danger. There you go.
Yeah, he's trying to get ahead of the GT1s. Which is crazy that he's only lost a lap in the pits after that tow. So
he didn't tow. He went back to the pits. He drove back.
Oh, that's even more impressive. Yeah.
After I think he didn't spend he only spent 17 seconds according to our top stopwatch in the pits. So, but look, it'll be it's a good marker to have because we can then see how the HPD versus the GT1s, because we're used to HPD versus GTE, and even then, you know, the GTEs and the GT1s don't tend to be that similar. And they're not.
We're talking about this at the moment, and Tehela is already past the first couple GT1s. There he is, Tehela, Gotta wait for a second before he catches up to a pack of 3 elongated to 5 on board with him right now. He'll see Stabab in front, and this is going to be very interesting because the S's are so tricky as the faster car. It's a slower car. You've got to commit to your line early in the S's. Now, Stahela will take this line away, almost getting caught over there by Stabab. Now he's going to have to wait. He won't be able to go around the outside of that left. He'll have to go around the outside of the right. Is he too late? No. He slips in, and Dixon will see that, and now that's going to cause a little bit of an effect there. That is so tough going up the hill, regardless of what car you're in when it comes to multi-class.
He's able to make it through. That is the 21 going through past. That was Kieran Sharp and Cal Young being passed there, and that is ahead of him. I think that is Michael Kingset. It is indeed. Car number 26. But it does give you an idea of how they still made it through okay. But it is definitely the biggest problem. Apart from the massive amounts of noise that these cars make, was actually the...
Oh, Sharp's gone. Sharp's lost it.
Oh!
Just lost it in the background there. He was just having a little battle, and I think he just went a bit too hot there on Cao Young and just lost the rear.
Let's have a look. This is the replay. Sharp ahead on your screens. Broke too late and then tried winding it back up, and then the car said, "No, I'll wind it up for you, but probably in the way that you'd like."
Able to get away from it though, Matt. Able to avoid it, and he'll be on that start-finish straight while more HPDs come by. Stahela goes up the S's around the GT traffic one more time, and as I feared, I see a 3 wide between 3 classes, and that's what Rob is having an O about. That is a broken Gen Mazan getting passed by a GT1 and an HPD at the same time.
Oh no! Trouble! That is the Turk in the wall, but he's still able to keep it going. He's here for SR. I don't think that was an issue. Jem Matson causing yet another accident. Jem.
I don't think so. I think the issue there is I don't think the Turk came back to the racing line so quickly. I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, he
back
did.
to the racing line so early, so quickly there. I think that may have caught Jem out there, and I think that just started the whole thing. And
I just realized the GT1, the GT2 field. There we go. It's closed up for some reason. That is Javier Mosquera getting caught 0.8 of a second a lap, and the GT2s are back at it. Seth doing a great job coming back.
Look at this. It's Mosquera, Seth with the taker, and John Olsen.
Yeah, John Olsen.
His drive around here as well. And look at the roof of his car, Rob. What is that on the roof of his car?
That's our logo.
That means there's more than one team that run the Raidillon TV logo.
Yay!
And it's not mine.
Yay!
So
on the inside.
Much love there.
Yeah, thank you. On board with John Olsen. The middle of the 2 in terms of the middle of the 3 in terms of speed. As of right now, Seth is... Oh, he's already caught up. We need to switch to him. He's already caught up. And look how much more he's attacking.
Does Mosquera have an issue?
No, Mosquera's been doing constant laps. His fastest lap was a 1:41.942. That last lap was a 1:41.990. So just, I mean, just unfortunately, having to call it is. He is going at his pace. Okay. Unfortunately, the pace of Seth is a bit faster.
First of all, Seth, we need the paint files for these new number plates and banners that you've made, because it looks amazing. Second of all, Javier, you're not driving a Lauda, you're driving a Ford.
I don't think we can. He's had that for years. I don't think any convincing.
I know he's had that for years. Even when I last did this broadcast with the GT2s, he was driving that style of paint. He really needs to change it up sometime.
Oh, that's a HPD. That is another one. That is a car lapping, but that is A little bit of a what should I call it? A little bit ambitious.
Hesitation as well. But let's watch these speeds as well. Remember, we were looking at what 280. There, just gets to 280. The Fords are still pretty quick. And back in my day, Rob, the Fords had a higher top speed than the GT1s.
They did, but where they lost the time was in the corners. A lot of time was lost in the corners. It also depends on how you set it up as well. That is going to be on the inside. Now on the outside of Javier Mascara goes Seth. He is bottled out there at this point, and he is kind of trying to force the issue around the outside. Javier Mascara is going to feed him out towards the grass, but a better line from Seth allows him to pull back side by side. That's the car in 9th. That's Paul Godfrey in the number 37. Still lapping after his accident, but still putting in good laps. A little bit of a squeeze there. That's the HPD trying to go around the outside. That's the number 30. No, not the 30.
That was Chad Spickett trying to get around. And I think with Seth there, just had a little bit of a moment. Could not get it done around turn 9.
That is the leader. That's Thomas Tatella trying to weave his way through. And I tell you, that is probably as close as you can get to a heart in your mouth moment. But Seth now needs to make a choice, as John Olsen has now said, "Oh, Seth, it looks like you're slow. Let me fix that for you. Let's change the order around. You know."
It's going to be interesting. I want to see what happens here, because up comes Jacob Reed to make this move. Jacob Reed, that's interesting. That's big. Jacob Reed's had to take away the apex from Mascara. This opens it up for Seth. Seth's going to go side by side right away. This is going to be the move. John Olsen's going to be watching this in the background. Marquette as well, and the HPD is going to be there shortly. Side by side they go. Over the bump, Seth had issues earlier in the race. He's going to slow it down some more, and just holds up Javier a little bit to make that move. But that one moment in multi-class traffic just helped out Seth there, and another moment with multi-class traffic did not help Javier.
No, Mascara really unfortunately shuffled. He's a good driver, and if you can keep this thing on the road, definitely got some good credentials to your name. But I think he is now under threat. That is going to be John Olsen there. That's the lap car of Godfrey getting out of the way. Just wanting to do laps. Unfortunately, a little bit of damage there on his rear left. But he's back out and getting some laps in, which is what you need in this car. 5 minutes to go, by the way. Flew by.
5?
Yeah, 5, yeah.
What?
Yeah, the race literally passed us by. I
just got started.
Yeah, so did I. But do you know what's even worse or better? When depending on how you think of it, it's bad that it's only going to be 30 minutes, but it's also 30 minutes. Oh, that's Simonik. Oh, a little bit of an accident there. Tried getting past Kieran Sharp, got into the back and slammed his brakes, trying to avoid a contact, but tried.
Too hot.
Yeah, too hot to the corner. And well, we still have basically the majority of the GT1 class in and around each other and not wanting to stop. I think they just want to keep racing these lot.
Give them more time, and there will be endurance races later in the season. Don't forget to check out the schedule for this. We will get a long race at Le Mans, and this is Cal Young and Jack Southfield having the battle. Southfield's in the silk cut livery, and Carl Young currently up ahead. The slipstream will bow on to Jack, and he's already on the back. Bo Dixon is the car behind them as well, and that's Rob Sindels in that GT2. The inside goes to Carl Young. This is going to have to be a big one by Jack to try and make this. Around the outside, the outer loop is going to be very tough, but they're battling for 7th position. He goes in deep. He goes in hot. He pitches the corner away for Young. He's trying to make it work. The exit does not work. They're still side by side. Inside should belong to Southfield. Another little tap there. Southfield gets it done. Cal turning it a bit too early has just opened it up for Bo Dixon.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jack was actually, kind of trying to keep it tight, but I didn't even see the real. I think it was a bit of ghost contact, but yeah, just a bit too close for comfort, I think, and that was poor Cal Young having to be shuffled out. He's still side by side. That's car number 27 of Bo Dixon, trying his level best. Oh, around the outside. What?
Outside of hill. Side by side through the chute, through the toe, and finally gets it done around the outside of the hill. What a move. Can Bo make a move here? Well, not here at the penultimate corner. Can't make it here. He won't be able to make it on the final corner either. So he's going to have to wait again.
No. Bo made the pass. Bo's
already made... Young.
Yeah.
And
Young.
Stamats in this battle as well.
Yeah. Alain Saba, after having issues at the start, has come back. He's now in the running to try and get back to 7th. Probably will be the most realistic. By the way, is eating well. He's caught up to 2nd.
You still had to use that, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Also, I've been reliably informed that's not the Tony the Tiger inspired Esso livery. No, that's just an Esso livery. Just an Esso livery. So what I've been saying is drink petroleum. Oh dear.
You've been drinking petroleum. Anyway, Southfield and Young and Dixon are still having that battle, by the way. This is one hell of a battle. They're still side by side, Rob. They're still side by side. They went side by side through. They went side by side through the outer loop. They're in the wall. And he kicked up Ryan Ware. Ryan Ware gets caught up in it as well.
Oh, poor Ryan Ware. Oh, that heartbreaking for him. He was trying to get by. Mario, my car is a bit broken. I'm going to hell for saying that.
You are.
Yeah, I am. But yeah, just poor Ryan stuck in the middle. And yeah, that is one very banjaxed car. And you have to feel for him, the poor guy. He was just getting...
Oh, sorry, Wizard Taker's in the wall. Seth's in the wall. Something's happened to Seth.
Oh, Seth, what happened to you, my boy? Let's have a look.
Oh, he could not fight that car. He lost the rear of the car.
Oh, all on his own.
All of a sudden, he loses the back of the car just over that bump.
Ooh.
He's trying to fight it. Only way he can fight it is use the grass, but he has to brake. And the car's got nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah.
No, don't show me.
Bang.
Oh.
Have you ever seen a Ford GT take air?
I have now. He's got
There
the
you go.
meatball flag, but it's the penultimate lap for them. He's going to try and keep this going. He's got no choice, really. He's going to do what he can to keep that car going alive.
Well, no, because he has to serve the meatball flag.
No, he don't.
Does he not?
No. Got 3 laps to serve a meatball flag.
Oh well, I mean, when your car does that to you, I mean, that's an upset car.
Well, see what he can do. Either he finishes the race or he just calls it quits. And I don't think Seth's the man that's going to call it quits.
Ryan never made it.
Yeah, he couldn't make it.
Oh,
Too much damage.
I think he's waiting for traffic to pass him by. Because he's not towed. He's not towed it.
It's not a good place to be. And over if you're Will here, that's not a good place for Will to be in the middle of everything here.
Yeah, look at him. Like he's stuck. And by the way, Stethny caught right back up. He's back in the running.
Oh, by the way, leader's on white flag. We forgot to bring that up.
Oh, oh, whoops.
Yeah, leader's on white flag.
We are professionals. I swear, cross my heart.
It's such a shame we lost half the HPDs. Would have been a very interesting race to see what would have happened with the other half of the HPDs. Unfortunately, such the nature of the grip there, just losing the tire grip.
Yeah.
With the old tires, just caught some of the drivers out. Would have loved to have seen what the likes of Hasada could have done. Some of these other guys, James Forsyth, maybe. David. Just some cut drivers there that I would have loved to have seen drive around.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: it's the first time they've been back in what? 3 years. So
yeah,
at this point, treat them as their new cars. Gotta make sure the cobwebs are all dusted off. But definitely for this man, Tartella definitely dusted his cobwebs off and put out an absolute stunking performance. Not to say nobody else did. Either Jacob Reed and Denny Marquardt definitely did as well. But he crossed the line, taking first in class. With Jacob Reed only 2 seconds behind, and 3 seconds behind him was Denis Marquardt.
So this battle, yeah, we gotta keep our eyes on Polasek as well. But the battle behind him between Walters, Eatwell, and Stenny, it's just absolutely they've been like this for a while. And Will has only got a few more corners left to make a move, and I don't know where he's gonna make it. It may have to be a drag race to the finish line. That's the only way he's got it. He's too far away. Michael's going to get the win on this race unless he makes a mistake, and I'm knocking on wood so he doesn't do that. He comes around the final corner. He'll take the victory for the GT1. Can Walters try and make this? He will. Will did not have anything left in the tank, and unfortunately, he will take the P3 with a really good drive. Jason Staney, unfortunately, gets that P4.
Nickel Kingset just pips Thyssen to the post. Thyssen coming home in 6th. But we do have to say as well, Fabian Scheisseg with the But multiple sclerosis, I do agree, absolutely. Fuck it. Oh, I said it now. But it's for a good reason. Tobias Wessels coming home in second. John Olsen, he managed to make the move on Javier Mascara, coming home in a very good third. And obviously, the Soviet Mobile, the Lada being typically Lada-ish, and coming home in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you.
Oh my word. You went there, yeah. He made that move. He made that move a few laps ago. Not sure what happened to Javier to just lose out there. I think it was also at the time. Yeah, he made it quite early on in the race, from what I see.
Yeah, he did.
And Javier did make the mistake. Actually, I think Javier had a mistake on one of the last laps, and he just was unable to just keep up that pace. So that allowed Olsen to make the move. Something must have happened to Javier. I can't see anything. Yeah. Oh no, Javier ran out of fuel. Javier's still driving, I think.
I'm not sure. He crossed the line, but he's run out of fuel.
Yeah. So Javier, that's not the track layout we're using. Javier,
he's just vibing. He's just vibing. Yeah, he's vibing. Don't worry about it. Anyways. Well, I mean, that was a great first broadcast back for 3 classes, and a great first broadcast back for Tatella in the car number 1 in first position for the HPDs. Reed in second, 2 seconds down the road. Marquard in 6 seconds down the road. Behrman, 15. Babinot, 17 seconds down the road. And Lascelles, 1 minute, 6 seconds down the road. Spickett managing to limp himself back over the line. 7th overall, but that is better than when he started, which was dead last in his class. So, I mean, when you gain 10 positions, I mean, you gain 10 positions, no matter if you do it on the track or you don't do it at all. For the GT2s, Polasek in first position.
GT1s!
I've done it again. Polasek. Look, I'm so used to the order being GT1 and GT2, and then when it changes on you, you're just there going, Polasek in GT1 class manages to finish first with Waters, Eatwell, and then Stechny very close together for second, third, and fourth, respectively. Kingsap and Thyssen, 5th and 6th, respectively. Southfield in 7th. Saba in 8th, with Simonik in 9th. 10th is Michael de Turk. Sharp in 12th. Oh, because the Atvo still thinks they're running, but they've crossed the line already. Then we get into Robert Ware. That's kind of where he was on track in 20th overall. But then we get into the GT2s, finally, correct. Scheisseg in with the win, with Wessels in second. In third was John Olsen. In fourth was Javier Mascara. Seth Whitaker, we saw what happened to him. 2 major incidents ruined his day, unfortunately. And both not really... Well, the first one was definitely out of his control. The second one probably a little bit of his own demise. Swindled in 6th. Swenson. Is that it? Yeah, that's his name. Swenson in 7th. Then we get into sort of the DNFs and unfortunates down the rest of the field. And yeah, just that lap 1, lap 2 set of incidents for the HPDs. Really unfortunate for them, but that's all part of learning the car, all part of the unfortunateness of everything. But, you know...
Sorry, what? The
unfortunateness, because there's multiple unfortunates. So I just
saw what happened to Hisada, which I did not see at the start of the race. He caused the original wreck. He lost the car on his own at the start of the race, and just going back onto the track. Well, he didn't go back onto the track. The car literally, the whole car's just spinning around. All that aero, it's got nowhere to go.
Yeah,
and he hit the wall, then came back, and everyone. You couldn't really play dodgeball on that. It was such a shame there, and unfortunately.
Yeah, and all unfortunately part of real racing, and well, real enough racing anyway, where it's just like, well, you kind of have really nowhere to go with the body parts. But you know, for the first race back, you know, with 3 classes, what were your thoughts, Craig? You know, what should we watch out for in terms of, you know, the coming season? You know, up next probably is going to be, let me just double check.
It's for America, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
very good schedule. Shout out to people with the schedule. I believe they changed it up when they had they saw the HPDs were coming. They realized they had an opportunity to just do something a little bit left field, because usually there is a schedule. Yeah, like most things, there's a schedule that they stick to. Decided to do something different this time, just to get the participation going. It worked. So next time out, we're going to Road America. Now that's going to be interesting, Rob, with those top speeds. That's going to be. I'm really looking forward to that for the top speeds. It's a classic track for endurance racing. Full stop. So just that's going to be one that's going to be interesting. And for those that like really want to know the rest of the season, just while we're still here, after that we go to Spa. So happy Christmas! You can burn off your Christmas calories by driving Spa. Then it's 4 laps of the Nürburgring, and that is always a classic for the series. Followed by Daytona, or Road Atlanta, an endurance race at Monza without the first chicane. So again, speed, Sebring, Red Bull Ring. Endurance race at Le Mans Historic. That's going to be... Remember we were talking about the Fords were really fast, Rob? They're going to be really fast down there. That's going to be one we have to look out for. Then Okayama, and then Laguna. So it's a really good schedule if you just want to get your teeth in. The HPD is a fantastic car. The GT1's a fantastic car. The GT2 is a car. Sorry, GT2 drivers.
It's an objective survive car.
Yeah. But it's just there. It is just, if this is your first taste, welcome. Welcome to the craziness of Raidillon TV, but welcome to what is fantastic. This is a series that regrew thanks to community 4 years ago. And it's just kept on giving and giving. And we're back.
Oh, absolutely. And if you wish to see more of us being back, you can follow us here on the YouTubes. You can follow us here on the YouTubes and follow us here on the YouTubes. I mean, where else would you follow us? But pleasure as always is ours to be able to broadcast these races for you. If you like what you see, click like, click subscribe so you don't miss another moment here on Raidillon TV. As we said before, next week will be the race for the Road America. 30 minutes again, as the same as this week. But until then, I have been Robert O'Brien.
And I have been Craig King.
And this has been Raidillon TV, the only corner that you need. Good evening, one and all.